In this video, we're going to talk about applications of linear inequalities. And in the first example, we're going to look at the formula for converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature. And that formula is F equals 9/5 C plus 32. Now notice that if C is 0, okay, if we plug in 0 for C, then F would be 32. And what that means is that 0 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the question is, what Celsius temperature range corresponds to the range from 32 degrees Fahrenheit to 77 degrees Fahrenheit? Now what we're going to do is set up a compound inequality that says 32 is less than or equal to 9/5 C plus 32, and that is less than or equal to 77. What we want to do is solve this for C. So first of all, we subtract 32 to get rid of this 32, and what you do to one part you have to do to all three parts. Okay, we end up with 0 is less than or equal to 9/5 C is less than or equal to 45. Okay, now to get rid of the 9/5, we can either divide by 9/5 or equivalently we could multiply by 5/9. So let's multiply each of the three parts by 5/9. Now notice 0 times 5/9 is just 0. 5/9 times 9/5 is just 1, so we end up with C in the middle like we wanted to. And what's 5/9 times 45? Well, 45 over 9 is just 5, and 5 times 5 would be 25. So the temperature range from 0 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, that corresponds to the temperature range from 32 Fahrenheit to 77 Fahrenheit. You can check if you plug in 25 for C into this equation up here, F would be 77. Okay, and if you plug in 0 for C, F would be 32. So that makes sense. Okay, in the next example, we're going to look at a pretzel manufacturer that can sell a 6-ounce bag of pretzels to a wholesaler for 35 cents a bag. The variable cost of producing each bag is 20 cents per bag, and the fixed cost for the manufacturing operation is $67,500. How many bags of pretzels must be sold in order to break even or make a profit? Now let's see if we can understand this problem. First of all, they make 35 cents a bag. That's what they sell a bag of pretzels for. Okay, so if they sell 100 bags of pretzels, they would make $35 in revenue. Okay, so the revenue is the amount of money that's coming in from the sales. Now, of course, they can't just make a bag of pretzels for free. It costs them some money to make the bag of pretzels, and that cost is about 20 cents per bag. So again, if they sold 100 bags of pretzels, they would make $35 from the sale of those bags, but it would cost them $20 to make them. But in addition to the cost per bag, a company also has fixed costs. For example, they have some real estate costs for buildings, things like that, and their cost is $67,500. Their fixed costs are that amount. Okay, so how many bags of pretzels must be sold in order to break even or make a profit? Now, let's remind ourselves here, profit is equal to revenue. Okay, that's the amount of money coming in minus the cost. Okay, the costs that the company have. Okay, now what is the revenue? Well, if we let X be the number of bags of pretzels sold, okay, and then we'll let R of X be the revenue. Okay, the revenue is going to be 0.35x. So again, what's R of 100? What's the revenue? How much money do they get if they sell 100 bags of pretzels? It'd be 0.35 times 100, okay, or $35. Now the costs, which we'll call C of X, are 20 cents per bag, so 0.20x, but in addition to the costs per bag, they have some fixed costs, and those fixed costs are $67,500. Okay, so revenue minus costs would be 0.35x minus 0.20x plus 67,500. Now, make sure to put in parentheses what the costs are. You're subtracting the whole amount of the costs. Okay, now if we remove the parentheses, though, we have 0.35x minus 0.20x minus $67,500. Okay, and 0.35x minus 0.20x is 0.15x. Okay, so we have 0.15x minus 67,500. Okay, now we want this. Okay, this is the profit. We want it to be positive. Okay, we want it to be greater than or equal to 0. So we're going to set up an inequality. 0.15x minus 67,500 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, we want to at least break even, which would be a 0 profit, or actually get a positive profit. Okay, so to solve this, we're going to add 67,500 to both sides. And what we end up with is 0.15x is greater than or equal to 67,500. If we divide both sides by 0.15, what we end up with is x greater than or equal to 67,500 divided by 0.15. Now I figured this out on a calculator and it ended up being 450,000. So what does that mean? Is that $450,000? No, that's 450,000 bags of pretzels that you would need to sell in order to get a profit.